Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Ryan Erlacher with lawabidingbiker.com. Thanks for checking in. Today, we are going to give you a tutorial video, another free tutorial video. That's right, videos by bikers for bikers. We're going to show you how to install a detachable rider backrest on this 2012 Harley Davidson Road King. So let's get to it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Of course, the first thing we need to do to install this rider detachable backrest hardware is get rid of that seat, just the Phillips on the back there. So now we've got the seat out of the way, we're going to move right on in and remove the stock bolts here. This basically holds down your, it goes over your battery, and it's the whole plastic plate that holds your ECM, your engine control module, all that kind of good stuff, because we're going to need access up underneath there. You'll see that in a minute why we want to get this out of the way. There you go, it pops out like that. And that's about as far as you need to go. You can just kind of get that out of your way wherever you're going to set it and stuff, because you're going to need access under that metal plate right there. And we'll show you here in a second. All right, and we're going to pop it a little further. There's a little tab there you can see that you can pop your ECM right off the top. Hang it off the side. You probably don't even need to unplug it. That'll get that battery plastic cover more out of your way so we can have access. All right, and further, we're just going to get the plastic cover up out of the way. It just slides forward, and there you go. Now you have full access. You won't be banging your knuckles as much. All right, and we've moved back just a little bit to the fender there. These are the stock nuts that are on here. These are 7/16. And you're just going to remove those with a socket. We'll actually use those stock studs when we actually get the hardware on here. All right, so the first part of this docking hardware kit, you can do this on a workbench if you want, because you got to kind of put some different pieces together, but actually a little trick might work well is just to go ahead and take that first hardware piece, and you can see the different holes in it, and then you can see the tongue there has different holes too. You can actually adjust it forward and back. This is a real manual process that you're going to have to figure out exactly where you want this thing. Then you can see that tongue up front. It actually has a metal plate, and that can also be an adjustment point to how far, how far forward, how far back. So I am 5'8", and I adjusted mine all the way out. So that tongue and that metal piece would actually be all the way out. And then you would actually be in the very first hole there. You can see on the bracket there. That's basically we're going to adjust it so it's as far back as you can get it. I'm 5'8". That's very comfortable for me. Cuz here is 6'7". So definitely we're not going to go any closer than that. But again, that would just be really painstaking. Be patient and adjust it to your needs. But we're going all the way out. But hopefully that gives you a guideline based on my height. 5'8", all the way back, I think is really comfortable. So now he's just going to take that metal tongue. And as you can see, he's going to the very far last hole because we do want it as far back as we can get it. And that's just how it's going to work with those stock holes up front on that metal plate. There's another little L bracket there. And of course, each of these has a nut and bolt on each side, 7/16 for these guys. And I wouldn't really worry about torque specifications. Just go ahead and crank them down, get them good and tight. All right, so kind of leave everything loose, guys. We're not going to crank everything down right now because we kind of need to line all the holes up and so forth. And you can see in that metal plate right now, that's what he's doing. And if you want, he's got big hands. We actually had removed everything, the ECM and all that plastic. We just grabbed the 2 Phillips screws there and just popped the battery out of the compartment there. Just gives a little more room to get your hands up. I usually don't do that, but certainly doesn't take long to just pop the battery out of the well there. And again, 7/16, he's got a wrench on bottom and a socket on top. And he'll just get those nice and snug. And then he'll go back and snug everything else down. Just one note on this center bolt, right where it pivots there. 3/8 on top and 1/2 inch on bottom. That's probably the only one that's a different size. All right, and then he's just finishing up on the back there. He's cranking those down, and the whole system will be secure. Hopefully you're enjoying the video. If you want to make sure that content and these free videos keep coming your way, there is a way you can support us. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. The community is growing over there. We'd like to have you involved too. There's no risk over there. You can sign up for a certain level and pay a certain amount per piece of content with a cap. Absolutely no risk. There are some benefits over there. T-shirts and a private Facebook group and some premium content. All depends on what level you sign up as. But that is a way that you can assure the content keeps coming your way. lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Of course, if you ever want to just leave a flat donation, we do accept that too and appreciate it. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Don't forget to check out that weekly podcast, guys. It's on fire. Ton of content we're putting out. Get involved over there. It's the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. All right, let's get back into your video. So here's the actual detachable rider backrest that we bought. Of course, you can buy the docking kit, and then there's a spring that goes in there. Make sure you don't lose that spring in your kit. And the way this works is your backrest, of course, now you've got height adjustment. Again, that's going to be, basically how you want it. I'm 5'8". I have it all the way down in the very bottom hole, but Cuz being 6'7", will probably want it at the very top. And of course, this is all hidden underneath your seat, and so you have to go through the crack of the seat to actually, put this on and off. So we're just securing the plastic, battery cover back in there. The ECM pops right back in there. There's the tab. Then he'll move on to those bolts and get that secured down, and that kind of holds that whole system in place. The battery system and the ECM. And just finishing snugging those down real good. All right, last thing, we're just going to put the seat over to hide all that. And don't forget, on the nose of these seats, guys, some guys don't, but you need to slide that nose in up under the tank first. And then you can go ahead and put the one set screw in the very back. All right, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I have one of these on my bike, and I've had it for a long time. You kind of just got to get your fingers in that split, spread the gap. Yep, I said spread the gap. And you just got to work it in there. It's kind of a pain. You'll get your own little technique. But it's kind of back farther than you would expect, especially when you have it in the back, farthest back position. And then you should hear those two tabs go ahead and click in. And then you can see how the seat actually rocks front to back. You can see the pad. It's got some play in there. There's actually a set screw in the back of that pad so that you can set it so it doesn't rock back so far, and we'll show you that in a minute. All right, and the way this set screw works, guys, is the farther out it is, the seat's going to rock back and forth more when you lean back on it. And as you adjust it in and out, that's going to give less play, and it'll be a lot more, I guess not rock back as far. So there you go.